Hi guys, this is Mel. I'm coming to you to give you a video on a controversial idea on how to lose weight and keep optimal health. I want to start off by saying that I am not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, so I did not necessarily go to school for this topic. But I also want to follow that up with saying that when it comes to health, I would not go to a doctor in the first place. This is something that I think I can learn better for myself through research and intuition. So I would also suggest that you too do your own research on the topic before you go ahead and make any decisions on what you want to do with your own health. So, what is so controversial? Here we go. Dun dun dun. The big thing that I'm talking about is it might not necessarily be so important to eat breakfast. I know people have been saying forever that within half an hour you should get up and make sure you eat some food. I think I've said that and I've recommended that to some people in the past. But truthfully, even as I said it, I didn't 100% believe it. And there's reasons why. And I'm going to go into a couple ideas with you right now on why I don't believe that breakfast is necessary for everyone. And it also kind of depends on what you consider breakfast even being. Because basically breakfast is break the fast. So you haven't eaten all night, and then the first thing that you eat is going to break that fasting. So I want to go into what is fasting and why do we might not necessarily want to break it, at least not so soon. So fasting is the time when the body no longer has food in the stomach and it's digesting. Right now, when you digest, your body uses about 50% of its energy on that task alone, meaning it only has about 50% of the rest of the energy that you are consuming to do everything else, every other function in the body, using your brain, any activities you decide to do, any kind of moving around, you only have about 50% left. That is a lot of energy that it takes. So the body can't get done everything that it needs to do if you're constantly digesting. All right? Secondly, when you are fasting, that is the body's time to be able to heal itself. When it has energy, the body is a naturally self-healing organism, just like all other animals. So during this time, when you're sleeping, you are using that time to restore and to heal. And obviously, if you have no food in your stomach and you're not digesting, you're also burning fat because fat is the primary fuel source when you are sleeping. So why would you want to? The first thing you do to wake up is to stop the healing, stop the restoring, and stop the fat burning, just to break the fast. Now, some people will say, oh, but we want our metabolisms to start up, so you want to eat right away so you can burn more calories. Okay, so you want to eat more calories to burn more calories. I'm pretty sure if you did the math, that not eating is still going to burn more calories than eating, even if you have a slight spike in your metabolism. Just saying. Not putting in those calories is going to be more of a calorie deficiency than consuming calories and making your metabolism spike. Where even if your metabolism is spiked a little bit, your metabolism is not going to slow down just from sleeping. Just 12 hours, your metabolism is not going to slow down. It takes at least a couple days of calorie restriction for your metabolism to slow down. So that really isn't something that you have to worry about on a fast from sleeping. Another thing that I would add into that is when you think about your body and its ability to heal, you also have to look at the other animals and what do they do when they're sick. So one of the main things I always think about is if a cat or a dog is sick, they refuse to eat. What do? They go off by themselves and they refuse to eat. They just lay there. They don't move around. What are they doing? They're allowing their bodies to heal themselves. And that's what the human body is meant to do. But we don't really let it do that, do we? Because even our fasting, we interrupt that too. Because many of us go to sleep with a belly full of food. And sometimes we go to sleep with more food in our belly than we've had all day. We barely eat all day, and then it comes to dinner time. At whatever time you eat a huge meal, and then most of the night you're stuck digesting food and not in a fasting zone. So one thing that I would suggest if you are trying to get healthier, trying to possibly lose weight, is increasing the fasting time at night. There's two different ways that you can do this. One, obviously, the first thing you do when you first wake up would not be to instantaneously eat. I know a lot of you probably aren't even hungry. And I know when I've told you, oh yeah, you should eat in the morning. But I'm not hungry. Well, there you go. If you're not hungry, why break the fast? Allow your body to continue to recover, continue to heal, and to continue to use the primary fuel source of fat. Because as soon as you start eating, the primary fuel source is going to be carbohydrates. All right? And the second way to increase that fasting time period would obviously to be eating either a smaller meal or stop eating earlier in the evening. So instead of having your last meal at 8 o'clock or your last snack for the night in front of the TV at 10 o'clock, have it be at 6 o'clock or even 7 o'clock during the summer, so that you can get on average between 12 and 18 hours of fasting. I would start off with 12 hours. I mean, that is very doable. If you stop eating dinner at 10 o'clock and you don't eat anything else, you go to bed at 9, give yourself time to digest. Then when you go to sleep, you have all that time to fast. And then when you break the fast, you can break it as early as 7 o'clock and you have 12 hours straight for your body to recover, restore, and to burn fat as the primary fuel source. And you won't even miss it. So again, don't go to bed with a huge bowl or a huge belly full of food, and don't wake up first thing and start eating. The first thing you should do when you first wake up is drink a glass of water, a very big glass of water, because in the nighttime, you are going to be using up a lot of water through metabolism, through breathing. So you will wake up slimmer, and because you're burning fat. And when you burn fat, one of the extra things that comes out of there once you've burned it as fuel is water. So you'll wake up, you'll have to use the restroom, and you should drink a big glass of water, whether you're eating breakfast or not. Even if you decide to eat breakfast right away, drink that water first. That's really going to help you clean out and detoxify. So one other thing that I do want to say is there has been studies saying that if you eat breakfast, that it's more likely that you aren't gaining as much weight, which is fine, but it also depends on what else is happening in your life. Is it just because you ate breakfast, or is it something else? So one thing I would say is to make sure that even if you are holding off your breakfast time, because no matter what you eat, the first meal is going to be breakfast. The first meal is going to be breaking that fast. So you want to make sure that you aren't binging the first time you eat. So eat normal meals. If it's a little bit bigger, that's okay. But again, if you're not having breakfast until 10 o'clock, making sure that you're not, again, eating late at night a huge meal. So you really need to still take these things in moderation. So make that fast. Again, try for 12 hours. You're going to get the benefits of the fast, of restoring, healing, and burning fat. All right, and then break that fast with a big glass of water, and don't eat a big meal before you go to bed. And those are my tips. So breakfast is just breaking the fast, but fasting is good for you. I will be back with you guys on Well by Mel. If you like this video, go ahead and comment, like Well by Mel, and even subscribe to my YouTube channel, Well by Mel. And I will come back with you with a couple more topics based around this whole idea. If you have any questions, leave them below. Bye, guys.